my channel. Today it's going to be a little bit different. You probably wouldn't have recognised this makeup, but wait for Saturdays. This is going to be the video which has been long awaited for, about my health and my arthritis, because I've mentioned it quite a bit and it's kind of something which I need to explain about. I've had arthritis it's coming up for 10 years now. I got diagnosed when I was 13 and I'm 22 now, and I was diagnosed first with juvenile idiopathic rheumatoid arthritis because it started off with being very little pain. Like, I had a lot of tendonitis down my hands, and I had to have it strapped up in like a massive sling because every time I moved it, it just spasmed and it was agony. And then it started getting to my hands, like my hands were getting all horrible. Like, I know obviously now you can see the obvious finger which has got the most arthritis in it because it's lopsided. So it came to my hands, it came to my knees, it was almost unbearable to walk. I missed out a lot of school. The school didn't believe me, unfortunately. They just thought I was playing truant. But question for anyone, comment below, what student asks for work to be sent home for them? There you go. So we had all that to deal with. Now, initially they started off from the doctor saying, have some ibuprofen, have some paracetamol. I'm guessing it's because they thought it was growing pains, because 12-13-year-olds, I think it's the start of puberty and it's like your growing pains is general. So yeah, we started off with that. It didn't work, so we went back to them. They sent me for a blood test, which I absolutely hated blood tests. I didn't trust anyone taking them, but I had to have one, so I went for a blood test. They came back and it showed that I had something called a high rheumatoid count, or CRP. I think it's both of them. So they sent me off to a specialist in one of my local hospitals. I had a choice. I had one at a general hospital, which is just a smaller one, or I could go to a bigger hospital, which was about 20-30 minute drive. I couldn't drive then, so Mum and I used to get on the bus. So yeah, we went over and saw this consultant, which was absolutely lovely, and he started me on some medication called methotrexate. Now, methotrexate, it was a strong drug that was in tablets. It started off being 2 tablets to 4 tablets to 6 tablets. I think I had to take 8 or 10 tablets. I think it was 10. Every Friday night you took it once a week. And of course, yeah, it made a difference, but it made me feel so sick. So I had to take folic acid. At that point I had to take cetirizine, which is like a stronger drug for hay fever, and I had to take vitamin D tablets because where I was inside so much, because I was at that point I was paralysed with pain. But fast forward to last year, don't even know what that means. But yeah, I was taking that, started feeling even more sick, so I thought, no, I'm not taking this, so I stopped taking it. Went back to my doctors, they put me on something called hydroxychloroquine. At this point I was feeling fine. I was hardly having pain, it was just little twinges, so I thought, I'm okay. I still had a higher rheumatoid count. I think I had 1 in the hundreds, but then it came down to like low numbers. The lower the number, I think the better you are. Anyone who has arthritis, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it was fine, I didn't take it. So yeah, okay. This was coming up to 2015, so I was taking medication. Oh no, tell a lie. I was on methotrexate first, actually. I was on something called naproxen, which was 3 tablets a day, which also was a pain in the bum with school because I had to come out of the classroom, take a tablet because I was self-medicating. Come back in, that's when that was happening. So I was taking that for about a year. When it hit to like 2014, 2015, that's when I started methotrexate. I was taking it a lot, and I remember when I first did the carnival 2015, I don't know if you can see the slash, that's when I stopped taking the methotrexate and the hydroxychloroquine because I was feeling fine. I actually managed to do a 10-mile sponsored walk with the carnival just to raise money for our crowns, dresses, sashes and shoes for the year. I actually managed to do that, which was amazing. So yeah, everything was fine until I started getting worse and getting worse. So I was put on something called leflunomide, which is just 1 tablet a night. There's going to be a lot of mention of tablets, so if you're not keen on me mentioning tablets, I'm not going to show you any medication, any needles or anything. That's about it, so it's not going to be anything like that. So yeah, leflunomide, it was fine. It was working perfectly. I was on it for about a year, but leflunomide had lactose in it, and it didn't actually work well with me. So here she goes, another doctor. This doctor loved methotrexate injections, so I thought, oh yeah, let's try it. It was like in an EpiPen, so anyone who's had an allergy, they have an EpiPen, you had to inject it yourself. Didn't work, I'm going to end that one. So I was on that one for quite a long time, so I started taking leflunomide again. I had some left over, so I just took it. I knew it worked. I know I should have checked up something, so I was just taking leflunomide. Went back to the doctor. It's not working as well. Like, my body was sent backwards. I think it was that point when everything started hurting. I had knee pain. I could hardly walk. I could hardly work or do anything. And it's like, this would have been 2017-ish, so bearing in mind I've got through 2015 carnival, I've got through 2016 carnival and 2017. I think it's 2016 I actually did the walk, so 2015 we did something else, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's 2016 we did the walk, so yeah, around that we went on the methotrexate things. Yeah, that's where S hit the fan. I'm not going to say the whole word. So yeah, I've been on many medications for this, and from that second course of methotrexate, my body went downhill. So they're just trying to work something else out. They said, keep on leflunomide if it works. No. So they put me on sulfasalazine, which is it's interesting. It turned your pee yellow, and at that point it made my stomach swell up so much I looked like I was pregnant. And it just gave me so much bad gas. Wow, I'm really sharing everything here. So I was taking sulfasalazine, wasn't working as much. So he asked, is there anything else? Not really. You could try leflunomide again, which I said no because it didn't work. No, actually, I did actually have leflunomide again, so I had it 3 times roughly. One when I was supposed to actually take it, the second one when I first came off the medication and I was put onto sulfasalazine, and the third time I was put on it again for sulfasalazine instead of that. Yeah, still didn't work, still downhill. So yeah, I went to this doctor. This would have been end of 2019, and he said, oh, there's a new drug called etanercept, which is a biologic injection. These are one of the new ones that have just come out. And I thought, oh, okay, because I'm getting stronger. This is all, I'm still having blood tests, still having regular x-rays just to make sure that my body's healthy and there's nothing else going on inside, and it's like, yeah. So yeah, I said, okay, there's a train, let's try it. So we had to go through everything just to make sure I was healthy, and they said, yeah, you can try it, go. First lot delivered. That's when the pandemic hit. This was February, March time last year, so roughly around this time last year I started them. Week 1 was perfectly fine, like I could move, I could do everything, and then it started getting worse and worse and worse. I'm almost certain it made me lose my job. I was in pain for so much. This is about when the pandemic hit as well, so my hospital was busy. Well, I lost my first job. My second job, luckily they allowed me to stay off and they reduced my hours a little bit because I was only working weekends at that point. So they just said, stay off, you're obviously shielding, you've got a very difficult health problem. And it was like, yeah. So all the way through that I was in pain. I couldn't move it was only about, I think if I got up at 7, it was till about 11, 12, 1, not even that, probably later, that was when I could finally move. So it's like all that time I was sat back in bed. I couldn't even do this because I was in agony and I was on pain relief cocodamol. I had a huge rash down the back of my leg. I would show a picture, but it's not. Imagine a splat or like a cauliflower down the back of my leg. I rang the doctors up and said, I've got this down my leg. This was August. Is this right? And they said, no, that's not right. You're allergic to it. You've got to stop it totally. And so came off that, sulfasalazine again, which worked, but not so much. So yeah, I was from about March 2020 to November 23rd, which I actually had my appointment. They rushed me through to see an absolutely wonderful doctor. I mean, apart from the other ones, he listened, he asked me what I wanted to do with my medication. It was perfect, lovely doctor. And he said, well, basically, what do you want to have your medication? What do you want it to do? And I said, ideally tablets. Hey train. I said, ideally tablets. I said, something that'll work, something to get me to move, less swelling. Because the thing with arthritis, it's not just a little bit of pain here and there. Your whole joint swells up. And it's not just, oh, have a rest and you'll be fine. If I had a rest, like I was in bed from March to November, I think that's enough rest for me. And nothing worked. And I did move, I didn't just stay in bed, I did move. My mum got me in and out of bed just to get me moving. I couldn't dress myself, I couldn't feed myself. That was the whole shiz. So yeah, anyone who just comes to me and says, oh, just have a rest. Oh, miss off one carnival for 1 week, because maybe just have a rest. Yeah. A lot of hell with that, to be fair. But yeah, if that resting worked, I wish it was. So yeah, back to November 23rd, 2020. This doctor said, oh, we've got a new medication out called a JAK inhibitor or Omulant, and this one's called baricitinib. I've got such a tongue for saying medication now. And it's like baricitinib, but you'd have to take it with something called hydroxychloroquine, which I've heard of. And yeah, ever since, I've been on that from the get-go, from the 23rd November up to now. And I mean, yes, it does hurt a little bit sometimes, like my hands are still a little bit crotchety, but you got arthritis, that's what happens. You still get a little bit of pain here and there. Like in the morning, you kind of walk around like a scarecrow. And it's like in the evenings when it's coming up to tablets time, you hurt, so it's hurting getting dressed and everything. But I mean, I've actually been able to run on my treadmill. I've bought myself a treadmill. I've actually been able to go for a walk. I've actually been able to drive properly, because like before, I couldn't grip the wheel. It's not dangerous because I could drive. Like, I made sure I could, because I could put my thumbs around. I've got a Renault, it's like a middle bit, you can put your thumbs around it, you can still drive. It's an automatic, so it's like a glorified go-kart. So yeah, being on it, that's amazing. And if you see that, ignore that. I just filmed a makeup video and I used that for a thing. But yeah, that's to now, and it's like, perfect, why couldn't they put me on it before? But yeah, now I'll probably give you a little bit of information about rheumatoid arthritis, because I've given you my story of what basically has been going on. But basically, rheumatoid arthritis it can be immunosuppressive, which means it can break down your immune system, or it can make your immune system work overdrive. So anything, like it can overfix something, so it can overgrow bones. I can't remember which one I have, or even if I had both at some point. It makes you swell up a great deal. Just lost something. I think I see my cat in the bushes. yeah, it makes you swell up a great deal. Like my knees, they're supposed to be, well, equivalent. They're supposed to be this, and it's grown up to that. So I've got a funny shaped knees. It stopped my leg from growing. Like my left leg is shorter than my right. I've got like I think they called it a cyst, but it's not a cyst, on the back of my ankle, and it stopped growing, thankfully. It's about the size of a golf ball, but it's inside my foot, so it's kind of like, if that's my foot, it's like that coming out of it. It's not too bad, it's just underneath the lumpy bit of my foot. One of the things which I definitely had last year, where I was in bed so much, my muscles wasted so much. I couldn't stand up for longer than 5 minutes, and after that time I couldn't bend my foot. My foot was literally stuck at a right angle, and it was just agony. Like, I started wanting to do golf with my boyfriend, that thing up there. He's not a thing, he's gorgeous. And like, we started going around that, and my feet were getting so in pain. Like the first time we went with some friends over at a local golf course near me, and I had to literally say, I'm sorry, I've got to go back to the car. I was almost crying. I was in so much pain. Like, I was with the boyfriend and 2 of his friends, which were also my friends, and like, I don't think they actually knew how much pain I was in, and it's like, ugh. But yeah, you have that. It just makes you swell up. It makes you have severe pain. Like, some people can have it in just their ankles, they're just little points, but I've got it head to toe. So one thing which did happen last year, I had it all the way down my spine. I still have it, I feel it here. I've got it in my shoulders, I've got it in my fingers, as you can see. I've got it in my hips, I've got it in my knees, my toes, any joint. I've got it in my jaw. Like, it's a real pain. I would like to have more information about it, but I mean, this is coming from me. Another thing you can't do, you can catch colds quicker than anyone else. You can just basically get sick really easily. So in the pandemic this time, I've been shielding. I've been working from home. I work in a school. Thankfully I got another job in September, and they're giving me the chance. So breathe, I talk so much. So yeah, I'm working from home. I catch colds super easily. I can pass it on to people easily, and it's just, you need to keep things clean. Like, I've suddenly been, over the last couple of years, ever since I've been with my lovely boyfriend Matt, I've been wanting to tidy up more, because it needs to be sorted. You don't want to live in a mess. So yeah, it's getting there. But yeah, one other thing which definitely hit me was my mental health. Now, I still have my dark days, and it's just, last year was just the worst. That's why I didn't start my channel till, I think it was end of November? I don't know. It's technically been running for since 2019. But you can see the difference in me since the 2019, when I was feeling a little bit better. I was actually told I was in remission. Till recent ones. But yeah. It's been a time. What was I saying? Mental health. I can go really, really dark. I can have really suicidal thoughts. I can eat tons. I can not starve myself, because I can't do that. I can just be really into something. I can literally be at everyone, almost like a bad period. If there's any blokes watching this, then stereotype. Ladies, they're on their time. Sometimes they can go back crap crazy. I know my boyfriend said I've been psycho sometimes, but yeah, sometimes it's the medication, sometimes it's not. But along with the other stereotype, guys can be annoying. I've got red on my teeth, haha. But yeah, it's been a pretty crappy time, really, excuse my language. But yeah, that's basically what I've been going through. And even now, when I'm sitting here cross-legged, I couldn't even do this last year. My legs are hurting, and it's not just because I've been on my treadmill. I ran for the first time yesterday on my treadmill. I only managed to do it for like 5 or 6 paces, and I had to stop. I'm just walking on it. I'm not doing anything high impact, because I can't do that. I'm just trying to get my fitness back up. But yeah, if I've left anything out, then I probably will say it in another video, another updated one. If you want more in-depth information about actual arthritis rather than having it just coming from me, go on a website called Versus Arthritis. That's where most of my doctors send me to if I have trouble with sleep, like how sleep affects someone with arthritis, because it does, how to deal with getting up in the mornings, how to deal with like sudden temperature changes, like when it's suddenly sunny and then it's suddenly blizzard, that affects us, like temperature changes, how to deal with like who to talk to if your mental health's dodgy, what to deal with in a pandemic and everything. So it all takes off all the information off of them, and they've put it all onto this Versus Arthritis. So that is the best website ever. I'm actually raising money for it with my pageant, so there's not an ad here, but I'm just raising money for it. So any friends on here and you're on my Facebook, go find it. There'll be a few bits and bobs on there. But yeah, I think I've covered all bits of information, apart from the obvious one that along with other medications, all the way through the time I was on something called penicillin, which is a steroid which makes me swell up, and it basically does that to it. I can't even do a fist. It kicks it, punches it out of the way, so I feel like on cloud 9 and everything. But yeah, that's one thing that's missing. But yeah, I've been meaning to post this for ages. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you enjoy listening about what I've basically been going through. There'll probably be bits that I've missed out. There's probably bits that I've added at the wrong times. It's difficult to pinpoint all the times you've been in pain and what medications you've been in unless you've actually got a detailed sheet in front of you. But yeah, that is the end of this video today. If you want to see more videos, not necessarily like this, if you want to see makeup, if you want to see cooking kind of things, like and subscribe and click the bell notification. I'm not going to do anything fancy like add bits along the bottom with the clicky thing. Just imagine it says subscribe along here and with the clicky thing. That's all I can do because my computer doesn't like doing it, and my phone is just so much time doing that. It hurts my hands holding the phone. But yeah, I'm glad I managed to tell you all this stuff. Yeah, I'll see you later. Have a good evening. I think this will be Tuesday's video, which is what I'm filming now. I filmed 2 videos today. Go me. So yeah, Tuesday's video all done. Tick, or that's how you do it. And yeah, watch out for Saturdays for this video. It's supposed to be a red and black eyeshadow kind of look, but yeah, you'll see how much fun I've had. I'll see you later. Have a lovely evening. Enjoy what's for dinner. Actually, what have you got for dinner? Post below. I need some ideas. See you later. See you at 7. Bye. Thought I'd add this quick picture in just to actually show you properly what I'm meaning when I have rheumatoid arthritis. It also shows a normal joint as a comparison, and an osteoarthritis joint, which is kind of similar but it's very different. I also could have osteoarthritis but hasn't been confirmed yet. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.